to value something, you have to value it above other things. So if you value, Jewish identity and the Jewish people, then by default, you're going to value them above non-Jewish people.
But
That's not how it works though, bro. Like I said in my last stream, bro, we done with racism. We done moved on to genderism. Fuck a racist, we genders. Alright? I give a fuck way more about if you a cow or a dick. I don't give a fuck if you black, white, Asian, or purple. Are you a wolf or a sheep? Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoy my shit talking. Fuck it, it's that simple.
explain the premise. Why a white-only community?
Well, many white Americans do value their European heritage, and we don't think there's anything wrong with that. Many also are afraid that our identity is under threat from mass immigration, low fertility rates, just cultural changes. And we're not just a racial association. We also value traditional European culture, architecture, music, art. And so we want to create a space where that can be celebrated.
So when we say white-only, for example, what if a Jewish person, what if I come in and say, I'd like to join this community?
Well, you're welcome to apply. Admissions decisions are made on a case-by-case basis, and we're not purists about this. So if someone has some non-white ancestry, there's a chance they could be accepted. We do view Jewish origins as having their roots in the Near East, and so they wouldn't fall into the category of European heritage.
Why
So
is
basically,
European
he's
heritage?
saying no. He basically saying no to Jewish people. That's what he just said. This motherfucker want to run an all-white European fucking group community based off ancestry? Get the fuck out of here. Y'all have tried, but you can't. Stop with the fucking bullshit, bro. I don't give a fuck. Then he talking about some you gotta apply. Like it's a fucking job application. Bro, what is the point of creating an all-white village? I just need to know because I don't think it'll be as nearly close as what you'll gain with diverse groups.
The purest form of European heritage, something that you embrace to the exclusion of others?
Well, for something to be what it is, it has to not be other things. I think it's fine if people want to blend and mix and mingle cultures, but I do want cultural diversity to exist. So I want a pure form of Portuguese culture to exist. I want pure Japanese culture to exist in their own respective spheres. So I want a kind of pure European tradition to be maintained somewhere.
I mean, that's the classic segregationist policy, which, we had, up till the early 1960s. So fair to say you're a segregationist.
The major difference is that back then it was forced segregation, and I think that's immoral. Right now, what we have is effective forced integration, and I think that's also immoral. Forcing people to live in ways they don't want to live is the problem. It's not that people may want to voluntarily go their own way. I don't think there's anything morally wrong with that.
I mean, there are
I actually agree with him on that. I agree that if there are a lot of people out there that's racist and they want to continue to stay racist, like the KKK, for example, they want to continue to do that shit, by all means, do it. Fine. If you want to create your own little group like that, that is 100% fine. Here's the problem, though. The problem is that he want us all to accept it in the world. No, nigga, just do you. You and your people, y'all do what y'all want. But don't fucking try to convince us that that's how it should be. That's the way that the world would work better. No, the fuck it wouldn't. This is you and all them fucking other clowns' personal opinion. This is why that becomes an issue. Because groups like this, they create these problems because they try to push these narratives as if they something everybody in the world should agree on. No, we shouldn't. Yes, we can all agree that we have different cultures. That's what he was mentioning at first, how he's saying he want pure Chinese or pure Asian, pure Portuguese, whatever. Bro, you get that already. This is what cultural differences are. We all fucking universally understand that. But you not finna try to break it down in a way where you think that they should fucking do this and that in a way and say that it's not fucking immoral. Yes, it is. It's immoral to tell anybody what they want to fucking do with their life, bro. It's just like with your group, if you told them that they had to stay pure, right? Pure Europeans. But one person in the group said, you know what, I'm tired of being a pure European. Can I go and fucking African? Or can I go and fucking Asian? And you get fucking mad because they broke code when they supposed to be pure Europe. What does that make you then, bro? This is why I say in the end, the shit just don't work.
Clearly people who would say that
It's just
this is a
segregation,
racist
like he
premise
said.
and that you are racist for propagating it. What do you say to them?
Well, our association is
I don't think he
racial
being
in
racist.
nature as well as cultural, but we wouldn't identify as racists, and it's not entirely clear what people mean by racist anyway.
You know,
Yeah.
there are federal laws, the Fair Employment and Housing Act, and others that prohibit discrimination. So you have a community where people live, and it's essentially a whites only community. How do you get around that federal law?
Our goal is not to get around federal law, it's to abide by it. And there are exceptions in the Fair Housing Act and other legislation like the Civil Rights Act for private associations. There's the public
It
sphere where
is
you're
true.
listing real estate publicly and looking for customers. And then there's private clubs, associations,
It's
intentional
like
communities
gangs.
like
Gangs
people.
are not legal,
You know,
but
it's interesting. You're
illegal
saying,
activity is.
I'm hearing you that, you know, that you want this kind of purist European culture and that it doesn't necessarily define you as racist. But the people you attract, whether you are or not, may well be hardcore racists. I mean, fair?
I still don't really know what you mean by racist. Valuing race in itself, I don't think there's any moral problem with that. Mistreating people because of their race, there's a problem there, sure.
Well, I get it, but you say valuing people because of their race. A lot of people would say you're devaluing people because of their race.
Well, just like to be something, you have to not be other things. To value something, you have to value it above other things. So if you value, Jewish identity and the Jewish people, then by default, you're going to value them above non-Jewish people.
But
That's not how it works though, bro. See, you trying to convince us that the way you look at it is how everyone does it. No, it's not. Everyone in the world has been taught to look at each other equally. It's never been, oh, our race is better than yours or our race went through this. And but yeah, we have those controversies because that's what he trying to argue. He trying to argue just like how those people that be out here saying how they victimize their race, basically. We do it. My people do it with slavery. Mexicans doing it right now with immigration. Asians do it with they fucking dogs and cats. We all have these people, bro. This is the minority group of the world that he's speaking for. Most of the world has accepted equality, bro. None of us don't give a fuck about race no more. Like I said in my last stream, bro, we done with racism. We done moved on to genderism. Fuck a racist, we genders. Alright? I give a fuck way more about if you a cow or a dick. I don't give a fuck if you black, white, Asian, or purple. Are you a wolf or a sheep?
why is it either or? Why is it a zero-sum game? That to value somebody, you're devaluing somebody else.
Because you have limited time and resources. So to say that you value something is to say that I'm giving my attention and care to this, not to the absolute exclusion of other things, but you're prioritizing it above other things.
If you allowed a black person or say a Jewish person that wouldn't pass muster for you folks into that community, how would it adversely affect the community?
Well, that person would probably bring cultural priors from their own background that then we would adapt ourselves to consciously or unconsciously. I believe that culture is a deep, unspoken, complex language that's physical, explicit, verbal, cultural, rather artistic, And all of that is sensitive. It's not something that we rationally calculate. We're not rational individuals operating in isolation. We're parts of larger wholes, traditions, communities that move forward over generations. And I think blending in people from other traditions will alter that tradition that we're trying to preserve. And we don't want that altered. We want it preserved and to remain our own thing.
I disagree 100%. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you can take a black fucking child that was freshly born and you can hand him to that European group he talking about. And that family that had that child could say, here, we want you to raise this child to be just like y'all. That child would grow up thinking it's fucking European. Literally. We have so much proof of this, bro. So the point he making is so fucking invalid. It won't take away none of the traditions. It don't matter if it's a fucking Asian person, a fucking... Y'all done heard me say this shit many times, but I don't have to keep going. It doesn't matter the race. It don't matter. Anybody could fit into that group if they raised around them, bro. So I don't agree with that at all. Because to him, he thinking, like I said, his mindset is, oh, look at all these cultural differences that every culture has. If we grab somebody from this culture, then they'll bring those differences here. Yeah, I agree with you there. But at the end of the day, you can't exclude the fact that if you were to take a child, a brand new baby from another racial group, and you raise them in your European group, that child would not change your cultural differences. I don't know where he got that thought from, bro. We done seen this shit happen in China. We done seen a black bitch blow up in China for being black in China. Real shit. She don't understand nothing we know as black people. So yeah, bro, like, oh, I don't agree with what he's saying. I don't think that's true.
How is this community funded? My understanding is you have something like a GoFundMe. Can you explain that?
The actual purchase of the property was funded by the community members themselves. And up to this point, almost everything that we've done has been our own initiative, our own resources. We've put up some fundraising campaigns, like a legal fundraiser that has been very successful. And that's necessary because many people would try to attack what we're doing as illegal.
Mm-hmm.
I've also raised funds to fund a tour to expand our projects, not just to full-time residential communities, but also recreational areas and community centers. I think it's good for the white community to have our own spaces, just like I think the black community should have its own
Okay.
spaces, and the Jewish community clearly has its own spaces.
But the way you put that is that there is a black community, a Jewish community, and so on and so on and so on. And a lot of people say that's not America anymore. That may have been
No,
America 70 years ago, but it's not today. America is a melting pot. You go to a place where I live, like Los Angeles, and there's no, I mean, there are pockets, but there's really no such thing as entire communities anymore. So that's not America anymore.
There are certainly Jewish community centers. Do you have a problem with that?
Well, I have a problem.
he didn't say that though. He didn't say community centers. We're talking about full diverse groups that run a complete part of a place. No, we don't. That shit don't exist no more, bro. It's diversity everywhere in the country. Everywhere. Yes, you're gonna see more dominant groups places like Chinatown, for example. Oh wow. Who do you usually expect to see in Chinatown? Oh wow. Wait, there's gonna be a few black people there? Oh my god, are you kidding? Yeah, no fucking shit. So like what he's saying don't make sense because the diversity he's talking about is a 70 years ago mindset. It's no longer like that. We don't live in that America no more. Even the strong, diverse places now that are culturally diverse, even those places have little sprinkles of other races in them. Everywhere. You'll go to a place that's full of all white people, it'll have 2 or 3 black people there. You can go to a place that got all Asian people there, and it'll have 2 black people, 3 white people, 6 Mexicans.
Problem with exclusion, to be honest. I have a problem with exclusion and just fundamentally saying somebody is different because of their religion or the color of their skin. I mean, that's my personal opinion.
Well, we're different in those respects, certainly. And there's a lot more to race than just the color of our skin. Genetically, race leads to cognitive differences just as much as it leads to differences of appearance. So I think we should be free to either integrate or segregate ad libitum. We should be allowed to exercise our freedom as Americans to blend together, to go our own way, and we can also have our own spaces and meet each other in the middle.
Okay. Well, listen, I really appreciate you coming on. Um, I don't agree with you, but we wanted to hear your point of view because this is happening in parts of the country. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm happy to talk about it.
Yeah, that shit crazy as hell, bro.